Hey buddies, so news is just breaking right now that it looks like Amazon is stepping in to take over Google's deal. Or whether it's a takeover or whether Google has stepped away and now Amazon's coming in, or whether they were in a bidding war in the first place. There are apparently sources, but it's coming from some pretty credible places. It seems that somebody's rumoring once again that Amazon is going to buy Twitch now for $1 billion, another potential buyer for Twitch. I think that what we can gather from this is that Twitch is for sale. The reason I think there's some credence to the rumors is that I think that there's two reasons why these rumors are started, why they come from inside. It's either that they want to test the waters and see how people would respond to a new owner, just to see as a PR move what it would be like. Not that that has a huge bearing on the final deal, but the point is, it is testing the waters is a thing in business. But the second thing is, by leaking a rumor on Twitch's side, it's beneficial to them because it sparks more pressure on the buyers and brings in potential new buyers, more bidders. And if this was private talks between Google and Twitch, when that rumor broke, it suddenly became an open market potentially, and you could see somebody potentially within Amazon saying, "Hey, we want in on this too." Why would Amazon want in on Twitch? And it makes actual sense. I don't know. Some people might be scratching their heads how that makes sense, but there's a few things that make sense. One, Amazon has a substantial, not just substantial, I would say, I don't know if I haven't quantified the numbers, but they are the internet. When it comes to the internet, it's like Google and Amazon. Amazon's cloud services run probably, I don't know, fucking half the shit that you see on the internet is run by Amazon's AWS, or they have a whole bunch of acronyms that you can use. Everything from applications on your phone use these services to cloud storage. Vimeo is exclusively run on Amazon. Its servers, the entire Vimeo service. And there's a lot of big services like that do that. So the infrastructure is there, and the subsidized cost to Amazon if they became the potential new daddy for Twitch is already, the infrastructure is done, and it would cost them very little to run Twitch. The same with Google. Both buyers actually do make sense from a technical standpoint. From the other area, and this is something I actually have maybe a little bit of insider info to give you on, when it comes to what Amazon does, besides offering infrastructure for data and the internet, they have been getting into the video space a little bit with on-demand and selling it. But the other thing is, go back to brass tacks, they have always sold things. Among those things, core was books, second was DVDs and video games, and they sell a lot of video games. We sell Amazon video games through our affiliate links on our Twitch page. There was a time, about maybe I would say 6 months maybe ago, might have been a little bit further ago, that Twitch approached me for a sort of consultation call. And they do this every so often. They just wanted to ask me about what I would think about Amazon links that were automatically generated, or little things, affiliate links for Amazon where people could go buy video games, and what I would think of them being auto-generated by Twitch. And I thought that I told them it would be convenient, but on the other hand, why would I want you guys generating the links so that we share the profits, where I could just post the links, get the full referral, the referral cost or percentage from it, in addition to everything that my audience buys after a video game, I also get a little cut of, because that's how it works on Amazon. If you go through an affiliate link, anything you buy on the other side of that link helps the person whose link it was, even if it's a car battery warmer. It doesn't matter, it's Amazon. But anyways, regardless of what my response was, they were testing. I don't know if this goes this far back, and it probably doesn't. But the point is, Twitch identified the potential there, and I'm sure Amazon has identified the potential, because unlike Google, YouTube does everything. And there's been a long time where I think I've even publicly sort of ruminated on the idea of who could ever be a competitor to YouTube. And I've always thought Amazon because of their infrastructure and the bankroll, and Facebook because of their infrastructure and the bankroll. They're basically the only two, maybe Yahoo, but like, I don't know, I think they've gotten out of that even trying at this point. But those two have the cash reserves to take on the cost and the infrastructure to reduce the cost to actually run a major video service. The question is, do they want to? Does Amazon want random, videos that have to do with every subject when the only real subject they're interested in is selling you things, selling media to you? Whereas Google and YouTube are interested in everybody advertising on their platform. Amazon, I think they dabbled in the advertising space. I can't remember now, but the fact is, the real advertising they want to do is their products to you. And they're, all the power to them, because like I've said to you guys, Amazon is one of the best online shopping experiences. This sounds like a commercial, but Amazon's good at what they fucking do. They are good. The way that I see all this tying together is that Amazon regards Twitch as this gigantic community of video creators, one of the most watched pieces of content on the internet, video game content, being this just huge advertisement for them that draws everybody automatically into Amazon to buy their video games through Amazon. If they can divert the huge swaths of viewerships into buying all of their video games through Amazon instead of, they're not going to get everybody, but if they can just diverge that big river towards them a little bit more, it'll probably pay out. I haven't crunched the numbers. I'm not on the inside, but I have a feeling that there are some, interests there in melding those two. I think it's far more exciting than YouTube buying Twitch. I like the idea of competition. I like the idea of not all my eggs in one basket. As a creator, I don't want to be posting the archives to YouTube and technically broadcasting live on YouTube. I don't want to be doing both with the same company. I like those two to stay separate. And if it's Amazon, this giant company, much bigger than what Twitch is now, swallows up Twitch, so be it, so long as it's not the same giant company in a way. That's how I see it. And if they can integrate affiliate links so that all producers end up benefiting from that, their viewership ends up generating, more income for the producer in the end, that's awesome too. And the way that this actually, like I said before, when I talked to Twitch about the idea of them posting links on our behalf and sharing the profits, and I said, why split that kind of small-ish referral percentage that we get with you when I could just post them manually? If Amazon owned Twitch, they wouldn't split the revenue because they're already the ones creating the revenue. They would just continue to give it to any Twitch broadcaster as though they were an affiliate. If you want to know the numbers, the percentage that you get from an affiliate link for video games is 7% of the video game cost. For electronics, it's 4%. And for, unfortunately, video game consoles, it's 1%. Which is, that's a recent change, by the way. It hasn't been a huge income stream for us, but it has been considerable. Something to consider to continue to do. Like when we started doing it at the beginning of the year, Amazon links actually do generate a little bit extra revenue, and every little bit helps when you're doing something like this. Anything that pads right onto the bottom line that's no extra cost to us besides, an extra 30 seconds I spend between, segments or something saying, why don't you click on the links? But the point is, I think that it's a win-win for every party kind of in this situation. I can't see really many downsides to it. So if the rumor is true, I say full steam ahead. I hope that it happens. Anything to prevent Twitch from falling into Google's hands. On the final note, whether this doomsday scenario of copyright and auto copyright application, or whatever you want to call it, content ID basically coming to Twitch, which it already has, which I actually have been so busy that I failed to follow up on, and I want to go into more detail. And I'll just do it right here. Twitch responded, said they're working on it, said basically to me on the phone, they said basically they gotta do it. They gotta play ball if they want to continue to stay in the space and not devote all the resources to fighting legal battles with copyright owners. And like I said in my initial vlog on it, I always regarded Twitch as potentially our white knight, that they would come in and save us from the stupidity of the automated YouTube system, because it's their bread and butter. It's what they are all about, is technically third-party content rebroadcast, transformed, and rebroadcast by somebody else that you'd think that they'd have an interest in actually fighting for fair use. They don't have an interest in litigation or fighting litigation. They have clearly made their message. They are going to apply the same stupid, robotic, friggin' no eyes or ears from a human type of mentality to it, with this, whatever the company is, the third party that's hitting everybody and muting the videos. It even muted our own sponsored stream from the Turtles episode that we did on Twitch. And it was funny because I should really do a different vlog on this, though. I want to do a vlog on my a follow-up to what I thought about the influencer program. But anyways, I'm going to end it there. I think it's stupid, just to reiterate, and I'm going to probably weigh in on it again someday. But whether this is tied to the Amazon deal, or whether you think that this is going to go away because suddenly it's not Google and it's Amazon now, it's not going to go away. I think that the fact is these companies always have to show that they are trying to get rid of copyright infringing content, and that because they're trying, they're able to say, if they are sued, we tried, you can't sue us, we tried to stop all this content, and it's not our fault. That's the kind of idea behind that. So it doesn't get rid of that downside. If we want to talk about downsides, that one is still probably there, but it really has nothing to do with, I think, Google or Amazon. It really has to do with both of them, I guess. Just bigger, deeper pockets buying Twitch are going to want a system like this in place. It's unfortunate, but anyways, I will continue to watch that and probably talk about it again someday. But I don't like it. Anyways, I think this is interesting. It's exciting. Again, the potential for what it could bring to content creators like myself. That's when I most want to do these vlogs, is when something is going to affect me individually and how I see it panning out. And those are just some of my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching, guys. PAX is around the corner, and I'm sorry there haven't been as many episodes, but PAX is around the corner. We've been busy with some things behind the scene, and you'll see at some point what I'm talking about, and that's it. There will be shows, though, especially once PAX is over. The fresh new season of video games begins very soon, and it's going to be a busy one. See you later, guys. I love you.